Hey, welcome back to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe. They're telling Yo Gotti, forcing him to either sell the Prive restaurant or shut it down for good. This the same exact thing that happened to the Makita's Cookies when Young Dolph got hit up there. They made them close that down, and you never seen it open back up again. The only reason the Makitas are still around is because they had a second location downtown. Prive does not have a second location. It's a one stop place. It's a one stop shop. So the thing is that the only person who could really afford to buy the restaurant off of Yo Gotti is Jay-Z. And Yo Gotti and Jay-Z are like two peas in a pod. They always do business together. And so the thing is now Yo Gotti is trying to actually convince Jay-Z to take it over so he could keep the family business, because the feds is looking at it like they got to close that restaurant down because it's already being targeted. Last year, they already had to come to put the whole protection after the Dolph thing. They actually went and sent more units to the Prive restaurant than to the actual Dolph scene to help him. And so that's how you already know that they're like, okay, this could have happened at any moment, and it's going to happen again if they still keep this restaurant at the same location. And so now Yo Gotti and them, they're trying to figure out, can they move the restaurant anywhere else? Can they move it to Orange Mound? Can they move it to Castelia Market? Is there anything for lease? But they didn't know that Dolph had actually bought up all the places to actually put businesses, and he's got his business. So that's another thing, is that they should have actually been on the good side of him, or they would have found a place for the restaurant. And now it's like Jay-Z don't even want to buy it because he don't need that restaurant. He already owns 10 Benihanas. And so the thing is that as Yo Gotti in this whole thing is connected to probably the Dolph situation, maybe Keyglock's chain getting taken, and we ain't really seen Big Moochie Great because Big Moochie Great's been quiet. But now the feds is looking into Blac Youngsta after he dissed Yo Gotti. He's no longer a CMG member. Blac Youngsta's been dropped from CMG for a while now, ever since January 1st. Jay-Z told Yo Gotti that the only way he was gonna buy CMG and sell it to the big group of company, the same ones that bought QC, is if they can actually get somebody like Blac Youngsta off the label, because it wasn't bringing their value up. It was bringing their value down because of the fact that they don't agree with the stuff Blac Youngsta. They don't want to have the dissing happen. And if people run up on Blac Youngsta, they don't want anything he says to come back on CMG, Jay-Z, and Yo Gotti, and everybody that's trying to get in on that company. And so the situation with the restaurant, he's going to really have to convince Jay-Z to come help him. He's going to have to plead and beg to Jay-Z to come help him out of it, because Yo Gotti can't even go to Memphis right now. They're looking for him. That's why his whole restaurant had that happen to him. And his cousins and his sister's boyfriend and everybody got hit up because they was really trying to catch Yo Gotti. Because why else would you go to Yo Gotti's restaurant? It's only if you was looking for Yo Gotti. It only makes sense. You got to make it make sense. And so now it's like, if Yo Gotti actually shows up in Memphis and the people still looking for him, they're mad that they didn't catch him there, actually, because they try to get the cousin to call him and tell him to come and pick him up or something at the valet. And then they were going to they actually already took the valet's jacket and baseball cap and put it on like they were working the valet. So that way, if the cousin did call Yo Gotti to pull up, that he would actually spray the whole whip or something like that. Now, the thing is that he did not call Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti never showed up. So it was already hot. The whole restaurant was hot. 12 was on the way. It was people sliding already that Yo Gotti's cousins or whoever protection must have texted or something underneath the table. So the dudes, they try to take the whole thing outside so they could run off quick, because they knew if they tried to do the whole thing inside, that it was going to be hard for them to get out. They could lock the doors. It could be an emergency lock, anything like that. And so that's why they went outside to scrap it up and throw the hands and throw ones. So he tried to bait him into catching a fade. And then that way he'll get him to swing first. So his partner that's over behind them would pretty much just up the pole at that moment, because he saw dude swing first. So they try to get him into going in through that and bait him into that. That's why they went outside. And then as soon as they went outside, then you see everything that happened. And so those dudes that ran away, they know exactly who Yo Gotti is. They know Yo Gotti's brother. They probably all know each other because These could be literally anybody that they had dealt with in the past, somebody that probably they used to be cool with and friends with and like work with and whatnot. But then they probably got into something big over a girl or over some money or something like that. Or even somebody could have got robbed. And then, because people still be doing that. And then they just coming back to get it back. They got to get it back some way, They're getting it back the same way. They was not happy with what Yo Gotti did to them, because when you really ask the people of Memphis, they say that Young Dolph was looking out for the people and the citizens more than Yo Gotti was. So it really makes sense to where, people probably was looking for Yo Gotti and tried him because of the fact that he ain't really give back to the community like that. And there's people out there that's starving and hungry. And when they see Yo Gotti come in with the Rock Nation chain with the baguette emerald diamonds on it, then yeah, they're going to feel some type of way. Him flexing a $2 million chain in front of people who was literally living on the sidewalk. So don't get surprised when he keeps doing that over and over again and holidays go by. He didn't pass out no hot food, no turkey drives, no backpack drives or nothing like that. And so that's why people are upset. And they're like, you know what? When they sat there and decided who are they going to run up on, who's the next lick, because all of this is organized. When you got street groups and territories and everything like that, whoever comes in and out of the territory is organized, whether something's going to happen to them or whether they have to check in or let free, And so when somebody came into that zone, they were like, okay, look, Yo Gotti and they people keep coming to the zone, always flexing, always doing this, at the restaurant, dropping thousands of dollars on meals, but they don't want to drop no bread on restaurants in our neighborhoods. They don't want to buy food from the lady with the food cart and the food trucks. They don't want to buy nothing from the food vendors on the sidewalk or nothing. So they looking over there like, oh yeah, they hoarding all of that. They keeping it to themselves. So that's when they decided, look, we need in on that. So they formulated up a plot and a plan. They got through that back door, that side door. They went through the rooftop ventilation entrance. And once they snuck in there, man, they ran up on all of Yo Gotti's people at the table as the check was coming, when they were about to pull their money out and wallet out, because that was the easiest time for them to get a quick couple racks off the dude right off the bat. And then from all that, basically what's being said is that it was all a targeted, planned thing. It's not no random coincidence. And so Yo Gotti knows probably who they are exactly. He's lucky he wasn't there. And, they were trying to hit a lick, but eventually you got to at least give back or show some love to the people in your city if you want to keep coming back to the city. And if you want to keep your peoples in that city untouched, is that you have to get in a good reputation. You got to be rocking with the people. You can't be just flexing on them, not doing no type of turkey drives, not giving back to the community or nothing like that. Because if you like that and you not showing no love, then why you expect them to show you love? Exactly. Any rich person, anybody with millions of dollars in jewelry could be walking down the sidewalk and they could get finessed. They could get robbed by anybody, basically, because they're a walking lick. So if you're a walking lick, you have to have a good reputation so people can respect you and not actually do that to you. And that's a really big key point in the Yo Gotti thing, is because, yeah, he's got money and yeah, he was doing things in his city, but do they respect him enough not to touch him and his people? That's the respect that Young Dolph had and that Yo Gotti doesn't have, seems like. And that's the big difference between the two. So with all that being said, y'all need to subscribe to the channel, like this video. Let me know what y'all think in the comment.